right, Indiana. Goodbye, Illinois. Hello, Indiana. There's the sign. We're such nerds.
Crossroads of America.
Indiana, Crossroads of America, Lincoln's Boyhood Home, which is where we're going. Woohoo! Right, Tara? Right.
Hello fellow RVers, this is Gary with Rough Road RV Life. We like looking at freedom. Of course, got Sharon behind the camera. Highway 62 in front of me here in Indiana, July 26, 11:30, 80 degrees, feels like 100. Where are we at? Lincoln State Park. And this park has a lot to do in this park. It's a big park. It's just got all kind of amenities we're going to go look at. Not only that way, but if you go that way, you've got Lincoln Boyhood National Memorial, which you can walk around. There's like 4 or 5 different trails to see back in there. And if you go that way, you go to the town of Santa Claus, where there's a theme park and other things to do that way. So, you're like right in the middle of everything. I have to make a correction. State Road, Indiana Road 162. I don't know what I said. But as soon as you turn here, the first shack you're going to come to, it's a $9 entrance fee, regardless if you have a reservation to get into the park.
For non-residents.
Yep.
Residents is, I believe, $7.
It's a one-time fee. If you're camping, they give you a red card. Then you go to the campground check-in station, and that's where they give you your maps and your red card. And once you get your red card, you don't have to pay anymore. Anyway, with that long-winded thing, let's go review the campground.
And there's your sign. $7 per vehicle, $9 per vehicle, non-resident.
To get your pink tag.
Yes.
There's the visitor center.
Yep, visitor center right there. And this is the first gatehouse you will come to, right here.
So you pay your due there, and then you come straight in.
Yes, and this is quite a while to get back here. We pulled over right here to the left, Abraham Lincoln Bicentennial Plaza. And you can see a memorial to him, and it talks about his years growing up here and beyond, and even has relief showing how tall he was at the different stages in his life. He was a tall man. So that's what it looks like from the road. This is also where we unhooked our toad. And trail number 5. Trail number 5 will bring you here. Blue Star Memorial Byway. Tribute to the Armed Forces of America. So that's a nice flat place to unhook your toad. Okay, back to the park road.
I would say trying to unhook your toad in the park might be a little challenging.
Yes.
Because it is
tight quarters.
And busy. Now we're at a crossroads here.
Yes.
So if you were to turn left here, you would go to the campground and the cabins and the camping area in general.
Right.
So let's go forward. There's a lot of roads in this campground.
There is. There's another camping area. So here is the Amphitheatre and the little Pigeon Church and Troy Road picnic area. So we'll just pop down there and show you some of this. Okay, we're taking the first right here that goes to the Troy picnic area, and this is where we caught trail number 6.
6 to the lake.
Weber Lake, and we hiked around that, and it's a lake that was once a dead lake, but it's been restored. And saw a bunch of turkeys here yesterday, but I did not get a picture. They got into the woods before I could. But I mean, here's playground, picnic area. That's where the turkeys were.
Trailhead.
And also trailhead number 6. I mean, trail number 6 will take you to trail number 4, that's the longest trail in the park, correct?
I think so.
Yeah.
There are 6 trails.
Yes.
Interconnected. Some are easy, some are moderate.
Right. And this is the one that we went on yesterday. And that talks about reclaiming Weber Lake. So, really cool.
All right. So when you come back to the stop sign, right across from us is the service road, it looks like, but that's actually a road to the Little Pigeon Church, which is still an active church.
Yes.
And graveyard. Well, the graveyard's not active.
Or is it?
Or is it? Maybe at night it is.
And also the trail passes through here. I forget which trail that is. But this is the church, and we walked around yesterday, and Abraham Lincoln's sister Sarah is buried here along with her baby. She died in childbirth. And that tells all about it right there. Okay, path number 5. Okay, so we're back on the road. I think the only thing to see down here, there is an amphitheater, and we might see a trail crossing. Looks like one of the trail crossings there. So the trails are nice and wide and gravelly. There's a nice wide path right there.
Welcome to the Lincoln Amphitheatre.
It's a pretty big area. Well, they probably put on like plays and things here.
They must do something here.
They do have, when we checked in, we received a whole paper with events, all kinds of events. Moonlight hike, hike to the top of the fire tower, making your own corn husk doll, dyeing your fabric just as the pioneers did. It is quite the informative park. You will learn a lot. Yeah, they must have some real events there.
Yeah.
So
a big building back there.
Yeah, it's like an event place. Very cool. Okay, we're headed back towards the campground. There's a church up in the woods right there. Next right, Pine Hills Group Camp, Nature Center, and boat ramp. So as you can see, very scenic roads.
And we're not even by the campground.
Yeah, no. This is bringing us up to the boat ramp area. The Nature Center, Pine Hills Group Camp. Up on the top of that levee is where you can hike. Trail number 1 goes right along there and around the lake. Trail number 1 goes right over that bridge. And it is an easy trail. What, about 2 miles, would you say?
Is it 2.2? The map says 1.1, but it's really 2 point something.
Fire tower is that way. You can actually hike to where there's a fire tower. And then this is the group camp cabins. And what was the name of it? Interpretive Center?
Nature Center?
Nature Center. These are the cottages. There's 2 sets of cabins and cottages here. This is a group camp. That was the Interpretive Center back there. A bunch of people. But these are what these cottages look like.
Are they duplexes?
They look like duplexes right there. Tucked back here in the woods. Got a fire ring out there. I'm assuming they look open. I think they just have 2 doors. I don't know, but that's what they look like. If you're interested, yeah, it's just one cottage. They're not duplexes. And there's the Nature Center and a cottage. The lake is right down there. And now we're back to the trail crossings. There's the trail right there. Very nice trail, very scenic. The beach is across the way there.
This is the boat ramp.
This is the boat ramp. Electric motors only. There's a boat ramp. Swim beach over there. I'm not sure how good a look we'll get at that because it is packed with people.
Always.
Always.
Says electric motors only in the lake. $5 non-motorized, $25 motorized. All motorcraft must display the DNR lake permit. I don't know if that's a launching fee.
We don't know. We just decided not to. Well, we had plenty of other things to do. They do have paddle boat rentals, rowboat rentals,
Duck boat.
and duck boats. Looks like giant rubber duckies
Yep.
here.
All right, so we're going to leave this area now and head back to some other area on this tour.
Trails 4 and 5, right there. Lovely. Back up to the main road. And this time we are going. This is the beach and the picnic areas. Keep going. So right straight up this path is Campground, but we're not going there. You can't drive there from here. Well, I think you can drive by there. This is a swim beach and parking and picnicking and shelter area. So, lakeside shelter and parking area, swim beach right down there.
And a camp store.
Camp store with all kinds of goodies and snacks. We are getting closer to the campground.
Right down that walkway, you go to the campground.
Yep. That bridge that you see is part of trail number 1. And there are the duck boats and the paddle boats out there. So there's a picnic area back to our left. We are going to go to the right and just kind of circle around here and show you where this is where the boat rentals are. It's also a nice area to walk around. So again, there's the view of one of the trails,
There's a duck boat.
the beach, the duck boat, which I don't know why that just cracks me up. That's a giant rubber ducky.
This will be your first view of the campground.
Right, we're gonna swing around here and you'll see it in a minute.
Of course, we have bypassed the check-in station.
And there's rowboats,
Lake Lincoln.
Lake Lincoln, and trail number 1, which they're pretty well marked. See, here's a trail number 1. All right, now,
Backside of the campground.
yes. And if you can grab one of these outside sites, that is the best place to be. But, in saying that, we have an inside site and it has not been bad. Of course, I always want an outside site. So we're going to be driving through there in a moment and checking out the campground. There's a pavilion over here on our left. So it's a lot of recreation out here. All right, we have to drive back around to get to the campground.
Entrance.
Yes, there's a second gatehouse we'll go through. Really nice playground right there.
Dumping station. There is a double dump there. 2 at a time. And Sunday, it was lined up.
Yes, indeed. There are no sewer sites here. So you have electric and water
1 o'clock checkout.
or primitive. There's a lot of sites here. Just know there are a lot of sites make sure you are getting the amenities that you want when you go online to reserve.
And a couple of sites that I saw looked like it had shared water, and you might want to make sure you have enough hose.
Yes, we saw some lengthy hose situations going on. Okay, we are back out to the main road, I think, maybe, perhaps, yes. And this is the road to the campgrounds and the other cabins. So, Lake Lincoln Campground, Blue Heron Family Cabins, Primitive Campgrounds, and the service area.
Straight ahead would be that first toll.
Yes. So here we go. Another trail crossing. 1, 4, and 5.
And these trails are foot traffic only, no bicycles.
Yes, yes, they are. And they're pretty interesting, some of them. So we were just in that parking lot. So there's the dump station over there. They do have recycling here for your cardboard and your plastics, which is nice.
And these are the only dumpsters for the campground.
Right. If you're used to
Visitors parking area right there.
they don't take their cars inside.
We just passed through the campground check booth.
Kudos to them on Friday. They had, how many people would you say? 4 maybe?
Yeah, at least 4 people checking people in.
They were out there running. Here's your tag, here you go. Here's your tag, here you go. It was as seamless as it could be because there was a line of campers waiting to get in for the weekend camping. Now these are the primitive camping and cabin. I don't know if cabins too, but anyway, right to our left here is the primitive camping.
Gobbler's Run.
Yes. And there was some folks here over the weekend. Nice little playground, fun area for kids. Not a soul here right now. There's quite a few of them.
There's water. There you go.
Yep, separate area for tent campers. No electric, no water, but there are water sources here. And looks like another, 173. That's site 173. 177. Wow, it's much bigger than I thought it was. Shower house?
This is the place to come take a shower. I just found out where I'm going to drive to later.
Carrie just said, this is where you come take a shower.
Right here.
Yeah, because this is like, there's one tent over there, you guys. There's like nobody here. But these are, 187, 97 we just passed, 199 right there.
There's some on the inside too.
Yeah, there's some on the end. There are quite a few out here. I've looked at the website earlier, but I can't recall how many sites there are, but there are a lot. That's a pretty little site right there, 206. You're just tucked back in there and you're right by the bathroom. So, tent campers, here you go. We're in the 200s now. 214, 217. Raise your hand if you've spent your early camping days being tent campers. Or still, sometime. Me. Right there. It's a nice one right by the water. Okay.
Okay.
Back out to the main road. Well, it's not the main road. It's the road that goes by the campground. But we're going to go check out the cabins. We got to walk this road, didn't we?
The other night when we got lost,
Yeah.
we wound up over here somehow.
Take your map with you. We didn't. So we had a nice long park road walk after we got off the trail. So the Blue Heron cabins and the Buckhorn campground. Oh, that's the
Youth.
Yeah, this is the youth. We don't know. Trails 4 and 5, right there.
They do got some platforms here.
Youth camp area. That is cool. Platforms for presentations and speaking and whatnot under these scenic trees. Okay, back out on the road and going right up here to check out the
Cabins?
Yeah, the cabins. Blue Heron. Is it
Blue Heron?
Yeah.
You get some idea of just how many roads there are and how many miles of roads there are in this campground.
Yeah, I am cutting it off a lot.
Yes.
I mean, let me give you a tip. My right fingers are going numb from holding my gimbal. There's
Trail 1.
Trail 1. That's where we should have went the other day. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Don't shit on yourself. Okay, I think we're coming into the Blue Heron family cabins, and we're just gonna do a little drive around.
Yeah, I think all these cabins were rented the other day when we came through here.
Yeah, they were people, tents, canopies everywhere.
Because somehow on our walk we came up this road right here.
Yeah. Again, no map.
Well, you can see the lake right back there.
Yeah, and trail number 1 just goes along there. Yeah. Tucked up in here very nicely. Looks like the cleaning crews are here.
They have air
Or
conditioning.
maintenance. So there you go. And of course there's playground, swing sets. And there are the dumpsters for this area. And now we are heading to, drumroll,
I think we're headed to the campground.
to the campground. And now,
this campground's got a lot of crazy loops in it.
yeah. So we're gonna do the best we can to show you everything. There are a lot of people out, so
And
it's a
sites
busy.
go every which direction.
Yes. So it might just be showing you a general idea and naming some site numbers for reference. Okay, lake.
Okay, it was 0.6 of a mile from here back to the cabins.
Oh, that's not so bad. All right, Lake Lincoln Campground.
So this is where you enter.
And let me tell you, you don't even know what to do. Okay, there's some one-ways to
Yep.
the right and the left, so we're staying down the middle. And as we pass these empty sites, I'll try to point them out. There's site number 1, right there.
And let me point out that Friday and Saturday there were no empty sites.
1, 3, yes, it was so busy. Site 3 is right there, and site 7 is right there on the inside. So we come right here, and if you go to the left, you have sites 128 to 150, but we're gonna keep going this way. Site 9 is where that fifth wheel is. Site 10 is that Kodiak. There is the bathhouse. And there are sites on the other side, 12, 13, and 14. Now, there's one way there and one way there, so we can only go straight. 15 is right there where that fifth wheel is. And 16. So you can see there are sites on the left and the right. There's site 25, site 27, and site 29. There's also sites on this side, and we notice some of them are a little slopey. There's site 30. Well,
30.
We passed 30. Where the tent is site 31. And these tents right here.
32.
Yes. And so over here you can see there's more sites.
34 where that unleashed
34. Yep. All right, now we have a choice to make. 38, let's stick with 38 through 87 and work our way to the bigger ones. So this area is really nice. Show you which sites we think are really cool.
There's Trail 1.
Yep,
Goes
Trail
along
1.
the beach, lake.
And this site right here is nice with a lake view, but I can't see what it is. So I don't know. Can you see?
40.
40. And then this one is
41, I think.
41 back there where that Jayco was. All right, and then we have these sites along here. So you can see there's not a lot of room between you and your neighbor, but it's adequate.
And if you see the water has 2 faucets on it for either side.
Yes. That one's a hard one to get. Now see 45, see where the water is? It's kind of out there in the middle. So you have to run a little line to get your water. Hose, yes. Run your 49 is right to my left. 50 is where that fifth wheel is.
50's got the double.
Yeah. You can see the water hoses have 2, what do you call them, spigots on them. So 53, we're just passing on the right. 53, 55 on the right. And here we are. Now where are we? So site 24 is to the right. There's 59 to the left. 61 to the left. So you see what I mean? These inside sites, you're like, you know, you have your own space, but you've got neighbors right behind you and all. And then right through here, you can see how close everything is. Oh, look at that old camper. That is so cool right there. Oh, reminds me of the camper my mom and dad had. All right, 69. It's right there where that chaparral is.
72 and 73 on the left.
Right. And then we're just coming on around.
There's the gatehouse.
Yeah, gatehouse is to our left.
80 to the left.
Yeah, 81 to the right.
82 to the left. 84.
Mm-hmm.
Where that Sierra is 80, I would say 88.
Right.
By the numbers.
And now we're back to the main road. So we're going to go up and catch the next set. So we have to go all the way to the end to catch that set.
Okay, here we go. This is
Let's see.
sites 88 through 127.
These are the ones on the outside here are nice, we thought.
Now they are a little sloped, some of them.
89, 90. There are sites on the inside too. And some of these are quite slopey. There's 92 right there. Oh, and we have come to a crossroad. We're gonna go ahead and flip around to the...
I think if we went straight down here, we could get both.
Okay.
This is just a partial loop.
Yeah, okay, 94 through 111, 112 to 127. So 112 to 127 is that way, so you can see what those look like.
Some of those would be right on the tree line.
Yeah, that's nice. And then you have some in the middle here. And then over here's, like, we're just past the 96 and 97. Where's the water spigot? Water spigots are between the campsites. So here's a good example right there. Oh, right there is the water spigot for those two sites. 102, 100.
And you see you got sites here 100, but you can see across the way the picnic tables, there's a row of sites over there too.
Yeah. So, and site 104 is down this little road. All right, continuing on.
We're in site 108.
Yep, there's Ruff Road right there.
And there we are.
And even though we're in the middle, it has not been bad, you know.
This is where that loop comes out.
Yeah, this is where the other loop comes out.
Now you see we're parked this way, they're parked that way, they're parked that way.
And there's someone on the other side of us there, so. There's 109 right there. 109, 110. See how these are a little slopey? Sites 128 to 150. Okay, here we go. 131 is right there to the left.
And if you were coming in, this would be right to your left.
Yes.
As you were coming in.
132 is right there. It's a nice secluded little site. 134. We like these. These are like just over here, like, yes, kind of out of the way. 136 right there.
It's a nice site.
That is a nice site. And of course, they're also on the inside. 140 is this empty one right in front of me on the left. And 142. And then over here we have 139. No, it doesn't. 141. And 143. 143 is nice. 145. And 147. And again, there are campsites on the left as well. So I think that brings us back up to the main street. This is where we started. So you can imagine coming in here with a big rig, and there's campers parked every which way over the weekend. We try not to arrive at a campground on a Friday, but sometimes that's just how it lines up.
And the roads are very busy.
Yes, children, bikes, scooters.
Hoverboards.
Yes.
Dogs.
It's be aware when you're...
But I will tell you my thought on that. What this is on Friday and Saturday is one giant, big, happy campground.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yes.
There's just people out here having fun, cooking, kids are playing.
Yes.
It's just a big, happy campground.
Yep, indeed. Okay, we are...
It's like a little cut-through street here.
Yeah. It takes you a minute when you first get here. You're like, it's like looking for your car in the Walmart parking lot. It's like, where is my camper?
Yeah,
I don't even know.
Forgot my map. That was the tour of the campground, and I'm going to call it the day use area. And then across the street is the Lincoln Memorial, which we're going to put some clips and shots of that in. Also, this is the big campground. There's over 200 sites, counting the primitive. You've got the beach, you've got the boat rentals, you've got the playgrounds, and of course the hiking trails, the nature center. There's quite a bit of activities here you do, plus the park sponsored activities that they give you a list of when you come in.
Yes.
So
plan a few days here. You won't be able to do it all in a day or two.
right. Now up the street from here, like I said at the intro, straight up 5 miles, right at 5 miles I believe it is, there's the city of Santa Claus. And inside the city of Santa Claus, there's a big theme park, roller coasters, which we'll put pictures of in, and a water park.
It's Holiday World and their water park, which the name escapes me right now.
Right, but it was the first theme park in the world.
Was once called Santa Land, and I think it was 1946.
Yep.
And so it's been revised over the years, but how cool. The town is Christmas themed, so
Right.
you'll see like a wreath here, a wreath there. The posts that are around look like candy canes. It's really cute.
And you can go and tour the little post office where kids used to write their letters and send to Santa.
You can still write a letter.
Still can do it.
Kids go in there, sit down, and write a letter to
And
Santa.
there's an old church that was moved there, original church, and there's a little museum there
Yes.
also. A lot of famous people went through there. They got pictures of them on the wall. So, in addition to the park, you've got a theme park, roller coasters, you've got a water park, the town of Lincoln City the other direction, you've got the Lincoln Memorial exhibits over there, across the road, and then you got all this here in this park here to do.
It's a lot.
So it's a lot. Now, down to the nuts and bolts of a few things here. Of course, dog walks, there's all over the place. You can go with them.
So many trails.
Yes.
So many trails.
We are here in a gravel site, 50 amp service we have. There's one spigot, but it's got 2 water connections for me and my neighbor, so we got our own water. So that's okay. Area's okay. I mean, it's not some of the most spacious areas that we've been in, but for what you might want to call the Howdy Neighbor Park, it's not bad.
Yeah, when I booked this park, I put in my notes, howdy neighbor, to so I remember that. But even that being said, the way they're laid out here, you're not facing someone's living area.
Right.
And,
I got no problems. I like watching the kids playing out here. They're doing sidewalk art. A couple of little kids up there were making a big robot in the driveway down there, and kids are out here having fun. You see people, like I said before, barbecuing, cooking out, just having a great old party.
and meetups, a lot of meetups here. There were tents with chairs, people congregating. So.
And you were thinking back not too long ago, it wasn't happening.
No.
Everybody had the masks on, and we were not looking yet.
Playgrounds were closed.
Yeah.
Beaches were closed.
Taped off everything.
Yeah, and it was a weird vibe, a very weird vibe.
And you always felt sad. You go to these parks and you see the playgrounds taped off, so
Yeah.
the kids were playing in them. But now, here we are, it's 2021 in July, and once again, families are out doing family things,
Yeah.
and it's great.
Yeah, it is.
Now, something that's not so great, let's talk about Verizon. I don't know about the other carriers, but we have Verizon, and we haven't even have a Wi-Fi. And just can't say it's that great.
Here's the thing. It's not stable. It works sometimes. Not stellar, but it works. And sometimes it doesn't work at all. I was able to upload a video fairly quickly, and I'm like, yes! But then it took till the next afternoon or next day to be able to finish it up because the internet just quit working.
Yeah.
So we're thankful for what we have. Because at least we have, like, when we can, we download videos or whatever we need to do. But then there's those times when we got nothing.
Yeah, we've been to like Arkansas, Missouri. We're in Indiana now.
Yeah, we were in Illinois.
Indiana, and we kind of like a little path here. And our phone service hasn't been so good.
Yeah.
Verizon, we need you.
Right, and I've done some research, and Verizon's really has the best coverage, but in some of these areas, I think it's AT&T that has the best coverage. So, and I haven't checked everywhere, so I don't even know if AT&T is great here or not. But I do know that when I'm looking, I'm very careful. And in this area along the corridor that we've been traveling, it's like no Verizon, no Verizon, no Verizon. Okay, Verizon's here, so we're going here. It's not stellar,
No.
but at least it's something. It is hot here.
Yes.
I'm like, I can't see through my glasses.
It was like 91 the other day. So,
Yeah,
Indiana,
so-
you have some heat.
Yeah, if we look a little
Florida
wilted.
people, yeah.
It's because we've been out doing stuff and it's like it's.
Well, I guess we need to wrap this up now.
Yes.
Okay,
We're done.
I think we can wrap this major park up.
Yes.
Because we're going to be leaving here tomorrow, Tuesday, and headed to Kentucky to another park.
Yes, to Wax Campground.
Right.
And
to a new state also.
And before we go, we have to put our sticker on Indiana.
Yep.
Because we have stayed in Indiana now.
So we just got Illinois new, Indiana new, and now we're going to have Kentucky new.
Well, Kentucky we've been in.
When?
Last year.
Last year? Okay. I must have missed Kentucky.
Kendall Park, remember? Kendall Park.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So, I think it was Kendall Park. Anyway, there was a park in Kentucky. So, but we're going to add Indiana to our map.
So, with that being said, we're going to wrap this up. This is Gary, Sharon. The dogs are really sleeping now because they went for like a 2.5 mile humid sweat walk this morning. So,
we took them hiking over at the Memorial Park, Abraham Lincoln Memorial Park, and oh my gosh.
It's like, I thought, was it 2.5 miles for the trails all around through there?
Yes,
something like that?
Yeah, we ended up walking 2.5 miles, and it was a lit up hike. Lit up by them, I mean.
Yeah, we mean by that, they're smelling stuff, and when they smell it, they go
and
nuts.
They're pulling, they're excited, they're, it wasn't a nice relaxing walk. It was, hang on.
I had both dogs. She had the camera. Do you need help? No, I'm all right. So we're going to sign off and hope to see you down the road. We like looking at freedom. Can't wait to see this next park we're going to see what that looks like, and we'll do a tour of that one.
Right.
So,
safe travels.
See you on the road.
What is that, Luna? Get it. What is it? Wow, Luna, really? Hey, shh. Hey, it's okay.
You have to see it too.
Anyway, I was trying to read the Gettysburg Address, which I'm pretty sure I was required to memorize at some point in my life, and the dogs are disturbed by Abraham Lincoln's statue there. I will have to read it later. And at age 9, he lost his mother. And at age 18 is when his sister and her baby died, yeah. The one about education stood out to me.
His threes.
Huh?
His threes.
His threes? Ooh, I missed that one. What was that?
I guess it's reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Yeah.
That's what it said on the education thing.
Oh, well, Luna may have wanted to go. And he was primarily self-taught.
Yep. Well, we knew that. He learned all this stuff by candlelight in the attic.
Pretty impressive. This is a good example of anybody can do anything they set their mind to.